If you follow the instructions on the back of a standard frozen chicken bag, you end up with a pale, soft pile of breaded meat. But apply a few specific techniques, and you produce a glossy, dark red, chili-flecked Szechuan dish. The $5 frozen meal relies heavily on industrial sugars and stabilizers. That is why the baseline flavor always comes across as flat and artificial. We can easily override that factory profile. By using strategic heat application and a few sharp pantry additions, we can completely mask the frozen food taste. To pull this off, you need an air fryer, a large skillet, some fresh aromatics, basic staples like soy sauce, rice vinegar, and chili crisp. Mastering this sequence puts you in control. Instead of relying on a $30 takeout order, you engineer complex, authentic flavors right in your own kitchen. Step 1 is fixing the texture. The package directs you to use the oven, which traps moisture against the baking sheet and makes the breading soggy. Skip the oven and load the chicken into an air fryer. Set the temperature to 400 degrees Fahrenheit for exactly 16 minutes. At the 8-minute mark, pull the basket out and give it a hard shake to ensure even airflow. While the chicken cooks, deal with the sauce. This cross-section diagram shows how a warm water bath transfers ambient heat. The heat penetrates the plastic packet, melting the frozen block inside, so it becomes a pourable liquid for later. By minute 16 in the air fryer, the chicken transforms from its pale, frozen starting state to a golden brown exterior that is visibly sizzling. Achieving this completely dry, structural crunch is a strict requirement. Without it, the chicken will disintegrate the moment it touches the heavy glaze we are about to build. Now we prep the fresh flavor base. You need to chop 3 green onions, mince 1 tablespoon of garlic, and grate 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger. Next, prep 2 jalapenos. To control the heat level, slice them open. For a milder dish, scrape out the seeds and the white ribs. Leave them intact if you prefer a sharper kick. Make sure to finish all of this slicing and mincing before you turn on the stove. Once the pan is hot, the sequence moves fast. These fresh, volatile compounds act as a chemical counterweight. They are strong enough to completely overpower the artificial base notes of the packaged meal. Heat 1 tablespoon of canola oil in a large skillet over medium-high. Drop in the jalapenos and the white portions of your chopped green onions to bloom their flavors in the fat. Let those sizzle for 5 minutes. Then add the minced ginger and garlic. Because these aromatics are delicate, they burn easily. Sauté them for only 3 minutes. Before you do anything else, drop the pan's heat down to low. If you pour the sugary base sauce packet into a smoking hot pan, it will instantly scorch. Once the base sauce is in, add your modifiers: 2 teaspoons of soy sauce, 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar, and 2 tablespoons of chili crisp. We start with a base weighted heavily by artificial sweetness. By piling on acid, umami, and heat, we force the scale into equilibrium. Turn the heat back up. As water evaporates, the liquid reduces, thickening to concentrate the new flavors. The combination of acid, salt, and heat creates a savory glaze with the same flavor depth found in authentic Sichuan cooking. Now for the final assembly. Turn the stove burner completely off. Drop your air-fried chicken into the skillet. Grab a silicone spatula and fold the mixture aggressively, making sure every single piece gets coated quickly. While folding, add a 1/4 cup of roasted peanuts and half of your chopped cilantro to build in extra crunch and fresh herbal notes. If you had left the heat on during this step, the boiling liquid would force steam directly into the breading. It would turn to mush in seconds. By relying solely on the residual heat of the pan, the thick sauce adheres tightly to the chicken, while leaving that rigid, air-fried crust perfectly intact. Plate the glazed chicken directly over a bed of steamed rice. The grains act as a sponge to absorb the excess sauce at the bottom of the bowl. Garnish the top with the reserved green onion pieces and the rest of the cilantro. This provides a sharp, bright visual contrast against the dark red glaze. If you are looking for a leaner meal, you can easily swap the rice for a base of quinoa and serve it alongside roasted broccoli. You now have a dish that snaps when you bite into it, coated in a sticky glaze that hits with salt, with sharp acid, and lingering chili heat. Technical control over heat and acidity allows standard grocery staples to achieve the same sophisticated results as a professional kitchen.